What's up, guys? Today we're talking about what the heck BRP is doing with Evinrude Outboards. You don't want to miss this one. If you haven't already, right now would be a great time to hit that subscribe button. It'll help me keep making great content like this for you guys. Alright guys, so if you haven't heard already, BRP has ended the production of Evinrude Outboards. I'll link my video up in the cards above. I'll put a link to it also in the description if I happen to someday screw that up. It'll be in the description and in the cards above. If you haven't watched those videos, I recommend you watch those before we talk about what Evinrude's doing next. So it's pretty obvious that BRP has been planning to do this for quite some time, but I believe the calendar was accelerated due to this virus thing going on. Let's switch on over to the computer here. I have a presentation here from BRP's Analyst and Investor meeting on October of 2019. Now this summarizes their plan for what they plan on doing with Evinrude. So they bought into the North American and international boat markets. They've already done that. They were working on developing a dealer network, increase the attachment ratio, which I think that's actually was in the process of happening, but due to the economic atmosphere, that kind of took a nosedive here lately. Maximize Evinrude conversions. They wanted to see Evinrudes on every type of boat. And then finally, they wanted to reinvent the marine industry by introducing Project Ghost and Project M. So by stopping the outboard productions, they have accelerated their timeline. So let's take a look at their Project M and Project Ghost ideas. So overall, Project M is going to be a smaller, affordable pontoon boat. And Project Ghost is going to be a hidden engine design. Therefore, it'll allow for more deck space. Let's switch on over to the slides here and get a deeper dive. So here we have a brief, objective, and top determining elements, or differentiating elements. So Project Ghost is going to be providing more usable space in the deck area with an unseen integrated engine architecture. Okay, so hidden engine design. They know this is going to be a high impact on the market with its functionality and increased layout space. So they're expecting to get more space out of your boat with this engine. So increased deck space, flexible in the layouts, and open rear access, and then the outboard will be completely out of sight. So Project M is making the Sea-Doo Spark of the jet ski industry. It's going to be more affordable. Looks like it's going to be a family boat that's under 20 feet in length. It's going to create value for the customer at competitive pricing, so that's where the more affordable piece comes into play. A platform with multiple variances and sizes, ease of operation. They have a unique fun factor and functionality combination, and they're going to be leveraging their know-how on the personal watercraft industry. So they're definitely going to aim this at small family type ordeals. So just like we talked about before, they plan on making Project M the Sea-Doo Spark of the pontoon industry. Now, just to give you an idea what that means, let's switch on over to the slides here. The MSRP for a Sea-Doo is between $9,000 and $17,000. The Sea-Doo Spark, which is the reinvented Sea-Doo, has a much lower price range of $5,500 to $7,500. Much more affordable than the larger Sea-Doo. So how are they going to do that? Let's take a look at some of the pictures they have for us. I have on the screen here Project M, the recreational edition. Looks like lots of seating and laying out space. A couple tables, some cup holders. Got this guy driving everybody, and they're all having a good time. Got a nice, looks like built-in cover. Looks like a hard top. That looks pretty cool. And you'll also notice that there's not a visible outboard on this guy. So that's their idea of the recreational edition. And let's move on down to the fishing edition. So this one doesn't have any people in it, so I don't know exactly how the seats are working. We have this odd looking center console type seat here. I'm not sure exactly what this guy is, but you can visibly see the captain's chair here, and then you have three other larger seats, I guess for being on plane, and then you have another smaller fishing chair here. What I notice here is look at all the storage on this deck. This could be not storage, this could be seating positions where you can move the chairs around. It could be highly versatile in that manner. But it'd be really nice if this was all versatile storage that you could use as well. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward design. It's definitely going to be a pontoon boat. Definitely cannot see the engine, so it's definitely going to be using something similar to Project Ghost on it. But now let's move on to Project Ghost. As we talked about before, it is a design that keeps the engine and outboard out of sight and out of mind. So that means you're going to have more deck space and potentially more seating space on your fishing boat or on your boat in general. That being said, let's switch on to some pictures. Alright, so on the screen here I have the Alumacraft version of our Evinrude, typical Evinrude high output e-tec engine. Have this guy and this guy, they're both having a good time. We're out here fishing. We're going to go catch some fish. Now let's move to the Ghost version. There's a lot more deck space. This guy's got deck space from here all the way to here now. Where in this picture here, he only has here to here. It's obviously much, much smaller with the traditional outboard than it is with the Ghost engine. But we're looking under here, everything looks pretty compact and hidden. Now let's move to the pontoon version. Okay, we got the couple big old outboards here. Yeah, maybe you can get out here on this deck a little bit and hang out and have a good time or something. But with Project Ghost, wow, you actually have a swimming deck here. I'm guessing underneath here is where our two outboards will be going. But you have a really, really large area here, and honestly, you can actually make this straight across and make it even bigger if you wanted to. And we have one last image here I want to show you guys. This is the international market. This is in Australia, the Quintrex. Now look at this guy. Big old powerful Evinrude here. Got 3 people seated. The back deck probably is a little small, but this is definitely 100% a fishing boat. So let's move to the Ghost version. Wow, it's still got the small deck here, but you have room to add 2 more people. So we added seating arrangement instead of deck space. Or I'm sure you can make this all deck space and you can have a deck that is equivalent in size to the front deck. Pretty interesting. You can see it still has the Evinrude here. So they're not doing away with the brand, but Evinrude is definitely going to be involved in this. So don't worry, Evinrude is not done. They're just moving on to this. So let's talk about how this can be achieved. What kind of motor are we going to be dealing with here? So traditionally, I'm going to move on up over here to these slides. Traditionally, we have let's go to the Alumacraft. I think that's a better example. You have the engine package always above the water. You don't have to worry about having a watertight seal on your entire engine. And look at the waterline. The only thing you have to worry about is keeping everything above or everything below the deck here dry. Or you have to keep it dry from the water. So you don't really have that much real estate to worry about watertight sealing. Now, ways you can achieve this, obviously, is you can make a watertight outboard engine, 4-stroke, 2-stroke, however you want to imagine it. You can make it watertight, but I don't know how you're going to tuck it underneath here. So how do you make the power plant smaller? Well, let's look up here at the trolling motor. It's an electric motor, and the entire power plant is below waterline. You have an electric motor driving a propeller, and the only thing you have on deck is a few batteries. Well, Tesla's already proven this concept that you can provide lots of power with an electric motor and drive 300 miles in a car. Why can't you do the same thing with a boat? You have plenty of hull space to store batteries. These batteries aren't really all that heavy. That's why I'm thinking it's the battery route and not the typical 4-stroke or 2-stroke engine that's going to be submerged under the water. I mean, still could be. I could be 100% wrong, but I'm thinking they're going to go electric. If they put the engine inboard, well, then you have an inboard outboard engine, and that is not the concept they have been advertising. In fact, they say that's not what they're doing. Now, doing this as an electric version will not allow this to be transferred from boat to boat, or you can go buy the package and install it on your own boat. You're going to be buying an Alumacraft or one of their other brands of boats in order to get this system. You're not going to be able to go buy a Phoenix boat and put this system on it. You're going to be having to deal with any of the BRP brands to make this happen. And if it's definitely not cross-compatible, I'm definitely going to say that they're going electric. If it is cross-compatible, they will probably do some kind of 2-stroke or 4-stroke engine in this package. Well, guys, that's going to conclude our video. I'm really sad to see outboard motors for Evinrude disappear. I really did have a good respect for the product. I really wasn't a super fan of 2-strokes. I was hoping they would go to a 4-stroke model, but they appear that they may never do that. But I am really excited to see what they are going to come up with in the future. And since they have ended the production of outboards, their timeline is accelerated. So we definitely will be seeing something in the near future. But like always, until next time, get out there and go catch you some fish.